Hi, beautiful Capricorn. It's Mary Ellen. Welcome back to Moonrise Cottage. I'm coming to you from the frigid tundra of the North Country here in Vermont. I know a lot of the country's been plunged into frigid cold, and I'm very grateful for the fact that the sun is shining. So, if you're new, welcome. There's a lot to talk about. For all the returning viewers, welcome back. I'm really excited, Capricorn, to talk with you about your journey this month. So, going forward, Spirit's asking me to start a new tradition. I think I started into this last year. By the way, Happy New Year. Spirit would like you to look into the spirit card, while I chatter and say hello. This is the card that gives the reading its theme, the light of the message from Spirit about your journey, certainly in January, about the place into which you have arrived, having come out of the solstice. And this is foreshadowing. There's a lot of prophecy that's been coming through for every single reading this month. Really interesting to me. I'm very grateful to see it. Like you, I was extremely curious about what in heck, where are we going? So, Spirit says, there you are. You have arrived. And in December, if you saw that reading, you know there was a very special outcome to that reading. Spirit says also a prophecy. So, actually, let me toggle over and say hello. Hi, everybody. I am in the process of my own transition. I'm very excited. There is a lot happening this year. Spirit's asking me to toggle back. And it has to do with this image. It is about having arrived to the pinnacle of your experience and being in a new place, all in the same moment. Okay? So, a couple of announcements. There are a lot of unfoldings going on here at Moonrise Cottage that I'm very excited about. I'm going to try to be brief, and I'm going to make a little video to talk more at length. The types of readings that I'm going to be able to offer now have a wider array, and I've been liberated, so to speak. I am going to be available now. I've been sort of checking in with my spirit guides. If you would like to have a love reading about a soulmate or a partner or a twin flame or any person with whom rather you feel closely aligned to explore that relationship deeper, whether it's a sibling or a parent or a special friend or love interest, I'm available for that. I do ask people to show up together for that if possible, especially if it comes to something like a soulmate reading. Okay, Spirit wants both parties to be present in order to draw forward the energies. I am also going to be able to offer my services now as a medium for anyone who is attempting to or receiving, Spirit says, messages from loved ones on the other side. If you want to speak to those people, you want to have a reading, you want some deeper understanding about what that journey is about for them and for yourself in light of the fact that they have crossed over, I will be able to help you with that. There's been a lot of that happening spontaneously as the readings came out in 2017. People started showing up in the readings and beautiful conversations ensued. So I decided to add that to the things that I offer. It's really beautiful. It's lots of fun. Very mysterious, of course. And then the other thing that I'm really thrilled to be able to offer now going forward are distance healing sessions. It will include having a reading, the information about all those things, and all the readings and the live stream, all the things that have been going forward, still under the tab. Click the Show More button in the description box below the video. A huge amount of information lives there behind that magic curtain. Everything you need, the types of readings, the pricing, the time zone converter, the reservation PayPal link, and my email is all the way down at the bottom. So if you have a question that's not answered in that information, shoot me an email. Please understand that I am very engaged on a daily basis, making these videos and doing readings, doing my own practice, and the factors of my own life. So I'm a busy little bee. It may take a day or two to get back to you. Don't worry about it. I did get your message, and I always get the notification from PayPal if you've made a reservation. All right, so I will get to you. So let's jump in. And by the way, I can't remember if I said it. Happy New Year. Today is January 1st, and the last 3 readings, blessedly, I was able to get them out and meet my goal to have everything done by today. Today is a full moon. There are actually going to be 2 full super moons in the month of January. Spirit's talking about that a lot, along with a prophecy of where we are going. So let's take a look at this Spirit theme card and talk about this a little bit. There's a beautiful story that has unfolded based on all the journeys and all the hard work that you did last year, coming through December. Look at that. That's beautiful, Capricorn. A new dialogue. Continuing to speak with Spirit through the channeled information that comes in the illustration of the cards about the battle that you're involved in. That continues on in order to complete your transition and your transformation. As most of you know, Pluto came to rest in the first house of Capricorn in 2008. There's a very long journey going on, and it has been a battle. You're in a new phase now. Spirit wants to continue this dialogue with you and let you know you have reached the pinnacle through your struggles and your journey and your work and your commitment. And Spirit's talking about the initiation journey that you had. And it's going to continue. I'll give you a little teaser. That card's on the table again. It's a beautiful journey happening. You're in a new place. There is a new dialogue because you have reached the mountaintop. And you now have this ability to employ sacred vision. If you don't know anything about the animal medicine cards, go online and look up eagle so you understand this message. You see hand in hand with the ability for sacred vision. And hopefully you feel very happy at arriving in this place. So that's the light. That's the theme. This is the topic that informs your way forward. And it's going to be about this message. And we're doing a lot of foreshadowing, a lot of prophecy coming through about the journey in 2018. All right. So I'm going to toggle over and let you look at that for just a moment. And I feel like I wish I could wrap this up with a bow as a Happy New Year present. The next card that comes out is the aspect, Spirit says, the way in which you stand. Cappy, look at that. Woo! You know, your readings always cause me to feel very emotional, and my heart chakra is just brimming with joy. And this is why it's time for a new dialogue, because you have emerged, Capricorn. And last month we were talking about emerging and growing into, arriving into your sacred set point as the king of the earthly realm because of your astrological set point and therefore your energy. So we're going to talk a lot about that. There's some new information streaming through to me. I think it's going to be the topic of conversation as we go through 2018. And it has to do with your element, the elemental nature. Spirit is chattering about, oh boy, the table of elements and understanding yourself in that way. And here you are, having emerged from the passage tomb. That illustration is the passage tomb at Newgrange. And this is a photograph of someone who, it's an illustration of having emerged from this place. With the purple-blue garments, you have been completely transformed on an elemental, energetic pathway through which you've been traveling. Here's the beautiful warrior of art. Look at that garment. The purple, blue, mystical realm. And you see what you hold in your hand? Magic. Energy. This next year is about capturing your understanding and beginning to utilize the energy that emanates from within you. And this illustration has everything to do with love energy. Having emerged and standing, Spirit says, on the front lawn of the temple the Sacred Soul Passage Temple at Newgrange. I'm going to toggle over, I'm going to show you a photograph. So when I was getting ready to do the readings this month, I got a lot of direction about photographs to share with people and wanting to do a little bit deeper look at the the passage, Spirit saying. So that's a photograph of the sacred tomb at Newgrange that I took when I was on my journey in October. If you haven't seen the last few readings from 2017, please go and watch them. And if you want to have some fun, Spirit's been telling everybody, go for it. If you've got some vacation days or whatever, look at the readings from 2017, skip through them, do a little binge watch, understand your journey in a connected way and the place through which you have passed and the place in which you emerge in this aspect. One of the interesting things that a lot of channeled information coming to me about the passage tombs and about the deeper aspects, if you will, of that journey for myself and the way it enlivened my energy and my channel abilities, so to speak, my receptive energy, in order to begin to connect with all of the sacred tombs, all of the sacred places that are all across the globe. And for many years I've had a vision about that. I won't go into it today, but we're going to get there, I think, in 2018. So Spirit is talking about the way in which these passage tombs, Newgrange is directly aligned with the passage tomb at Null. And there was a very interesting, I don't know what you call it, experience, I guess. And this is what it was. I had the experience of seeing this while I was in the passage tomb. And it brought to me a great understanding. And Spirit wants to talk with everyone, and apparently most especially you today, about the light, the energy, and what it means to be here in this place, transitioning in these ways. So we talked a lot last year about your destiny, and there were many discussions, Spirit says, dialogues about the Stone of Destiny, the coronation of kings, and your transition through your journey into a place where you capture yourself and you rise to the position that you were meant to be in, inside your own energy set point, by coming through these very difficult journeys with Pluto, who was here to transform you and bring you to this place. That's what's channeling through at the moment. Spirit also wants to speak about the beautiful holy well at Tara. Down below the coronation stone of destiny, underneath the hill, there is a sacred well. And Spirit's talking about the wellspring of destiny. And there's a photograph that I took of the sacred well. I looked and looked and looked for it. I couldn't find it. I knew it was there. And that's what Spirit's talking about. Don't be in doubt. You will find it and you will be illuminated, because it is the wellspring, the yin and yang energy of male and female aspects here on this earth and inside your soul transition that bring you into alignment with yourself. And having reached this beautiful pinnacle, if you will, in the days of 2017, where your achievement brought you to this place, positioning you into the place of kings, into the sacred earth element, the deepest place that your nature can go, we come upon now this next part of the journey, where you join your energy together with Spirit. You emerge from that phase of your journey, prepared to walk forward, a warrior of art. And the sacred warrior of art does battle, if you will, with love energy. There's a lot about this card that I haven't spoken about yet, and we're going to get into it in 2018. But Spirit just wants you to understand this is where you stand. This is how you stand in your earth element because of your transition and the pinnacles you have reached, and the fact that you have come to your place of coronation as the transition with Pluto continues on for several more years. You are beginning to be in the rebuilding phase of that transition. As you walk on your human walk, coming through the end of that journey from last year and reaching this pinnacle within yourself and understanding the nature of the journey, the next phase begins. Capricorn, look at that. Woo! Really? Oh my. Oh my. Another moment of initiation because you successfully transitioned through all the portals, through the Ring of Fire, through the Lion's Gate, through the full moons and the eclipses and the solstice, having emerged into the next phase of your initiation. That is the beautiful dedicator of lore on the bottom left. Clearly it is about sacred initiation, about being a student, about, okay, you know what Spirit's saying? About being a teacher. So you are coming into that part of your life. There's the beautiful dedicator of lore. It's a major arcana card. You are marked with the spirit energy. Jumping again blindfolded because of Pluto into the void of this commitment. And there is the energy. Just like the warrior of art, you are receiving some very profound knowledge. And with that knowledge, you become a student once again in order to go into the next phase. It's really, really important and very beautiful. The next card is also about dialogue. It is about coming into a place of dialogue, a new place. It's a number 2 card. And you can see there's a long road to be traveled. There is more time with Pluto. Things are not going to magically transform. Spirit wants you to understand that there is a journey of destiny and there is a purpose. So there is a moment here where Spirit is saying, please understand that as you go forward, there is a purpose. Do not doubt yourself. As you come through the challenges that you will meet, understand there is destiny and keep your faith strong about the place in which, Spirit says, into which you are traveling. And that is why the Sacred Initiate is here to usher you into this next phase of your human walk as a spirit being. And I love the fact that the Warrior of Art stands in the center, the way you stand now, having emerged into this place of sacred dialogue, having turned the spiral by the journey that you've already been on. The other thing that's really fascinating to me about the way the cards are aligning is that they are speaking directly to your journey. So as we go through the reading, pay close attention to how the cards align together, the things that sit side by side, the columns and the rows, and the diagonal movement of energy crisscrossing the reading. So the beautiful dialogue of knowledge, it's exactly your journey. I love that Spirit is bringing this out in this way. So there you are. Do you see how the finger of this elderly gentleman, this knowledgeable person, is pointing directly to the turning of the triple spiral? Life, death, birth. This is a story about a young man who had a long road to travel down on his own journey of knowledge and seeking. He was out in the world having adventures. His father was one of the wisdom holders of the tribe. And there came a moment when his dad passed away and he had to travel back and sit on the knowledge holder's seat and become that person for the tribe. He was terrified because he didn't feel ready. He wasn't prepared. So he put on this fake beard and he went home and he took up his place. And you see his purple garment? Do you see the blue and the purple? He is in the process of transforming. So his father's friend came to pay homage and to have a dialogue about this knowledge that this young man would have to wield and utilize as the knowledge keeper for the tribe, giving advice, being a seer, being a seeker, and a constant cycle of evolution. And so that's what Spirit's talking about. This cycle of evolution that you are in, leading the earth forward with your energy set point. And everyone is involved in that. All the earth signs certainly are affected by this. I am, as a Virgo. All of the other folks, with all their energy set points, participate. And you've been given the task, because of your ability. Spirit's talking about your strength and your ability to climb to the pinnacle in the way that you have done, despite all the things that have happened. That is why you've been chosen for this. So, he went home. This gentleman came calling. He was also one of the senior elders in the tribe, had a lot of knowledge of his own, and began to have the sacred dialogue. And this young man was, just really sweating it, just very nervous, had no faith in himself. The things that a lot of Capricorns have expressed to me over the past year. And eventually what happened was, he said, I'm not ready. I'm pretending. And I'm going to step down. I don't deserve to be in this placement yet. Would you please come and sit in the chair and be my teacher? And when I'm ready, I'll take up my place, but I don't think it's my time. I just haven't learned enough. I don't have all of this knowledge in my head yet. So they traded places, and the first thing that the elder, I should say, gentleman did was reinstall him into the chair and said, you're honest, you're forthright, you are very ethical, you're very brave. You were honest enough to say, I'm not ready. And to take leave of a position of power? That's not easy for a Capricorn to do, but you did it. So you clearly belong in the chair, so take off the fake beard and go sit in your place and don't worry about it. Because this is a new dialogue. You have the foundation that you need. And going forward from here, I'm going to be your tutor. I'll be with you. Don't worry. You have what it takes. Spirit's talking to me. I'm sorry I'm laughing. Spirit's talking to me about silly stories in the background, movies and stuff, about this theme, right? About what it is when someone who finds themselves in a position that they don't feel ready for. Don't worry, you're ready. You have the stuff, Spirit says. You've got what it takes. Sit in your place. What is meant to unfold is coming. Sorry, there's a little download coming. It is coming. All right. So let's toggle back and look at the next card. Obviously, right? Adventure. Every single card on the human realm is all about stepping in deeper into the mystery, becoming a student, being tutored, and a long road yet to be traveled. And because of those factors, and sitting right below the dialogue about all of these things, next to the dialogue of knowledge and below the dialogue of battle and adventure, of skill. And that's what Spirit's talking about. Going on this new adventure to build the skill set that you need going forward in this sacred journey. There's a big story that goes behind this card. And, it has to do with battle and how things were, there was a problem. It was, trying to be solved with a battle. And in the end, it wasn't the battle that brought resolution. It was skill. So there's this beautiful little mouse, very eager, standing in this field of wheat. It has everything it needs. And it's getting ready to set out on this fantastic journey down this road. And that's where you're going, Capricorn. Sorry about that. Isn't that beautiful? As a sacred initiate, you can leave the things of 2017, the worries and the stress, etc., behind to the best of your ability and be willing to come and sit in the chair. Even if you don't feel ready, it is time to acknowledge yourself and understand you're going. So, part of the message that's been coming through for everybody has to do with being in a place of readiness. Having transitioned thus far, You are meeting your sacred destiny. You are meeting your purpose. And a lot of the people who come for readings and healings and different kinds of things, um, often that's the question. The information that's coming through, and has been really, but really wants to be shouted out, that's what Spirit's saying. Do not doubt your journey. Do not question your preparation. It is moving forward, and you're doing your best. You are accompanied by the wisdom holders and the sacred realm while you are on this fantastic journey, this adventure to build this new skill set that you are destined to receive and to employ. In these moments, when you set off on that journey, it stimulates the movement of the turning of the spiral. So, Spirit's saying, take some mental rest from your worry whenever possible, and understand that you are literally manifesting your destiny every single day. When you see this movement happening in your life, you're also going to feel it. Let's look at the bridge card. That is, again, astounding to me. That is the mover of energy. Capricorn, your journey is on. Look at all the cards that are directly aligned to the movement of energy. Sitting right below it is the Sacred Initiate, the Dedicator of Lore, dedicating themselves to all that is sacred and stepping willingly into the mystery of a journey, a long road, in a youthful aspect, perhaps feeling unprepared, but clearly being ready. And you step into this adventure to build these skills, and it moves your energy forward and brings to you new choices. So the beautiful mover of energy is a major arcana card sitting above a major arcana card that is about stepping into the mystery. And when you step in, you begin the next phase of this unfolding, and you will have increasing numbers of choices, Spirit says. And, we've seen this card before, I'm pretty sure. So in the traditional tarot, obviously this is the Chariot card. Here in Soul Tarot, it is beautiful feminine energy, the yin and yang that is necessary, the wellspring that brings the movement of the king into its position. It's really beautiful. And it is the fact that she is activated. That is the power that brings movement. It has nothing to do with the horses. The horses are a metaphor, in a sense. And there's the Sacred Mother, smiling down upon your journey, bringing new growth. It's quite lovely. Look at that. That is the bridge card that brings the spirit journey, the soul journey, and the human walk connected on an energetic level. So let's toggle back. I'm going to give you a second to look into that. So today is a full moon. It is a super moon. There will be another one on the last day of the month with a lunar eclipse, I believe, in the middle. I've been so busy, I haven't had a chance to really look into it. So I'm encouraging everyone to do that, because the first card on your beautiful journey in the spirit realm, having moved the energy forward by stepping on this gorgeous journey in order to motivate yourself, right, with the essential energy that lives inside of you through this beautiful goddess of the Chariot, It is meant, her job is to activate your soul. And look who she's standing next to. That's very powerful, Capricorn. It's not a surprise to me. But again, just take a look at the rows that have emerged so far, and the columns, and the way they speak to each other, and therefore, of course, to you as you activate this adventure, this journey, through dedicating yourself. It's a form of willing sacrifice to be a transmitter of wisdom and move the energy forward for the transition of your soul. And the very next place that you arrive is this. Look at that. Look at that left-hand column. That is extraordinarily powerful movement of energy. Beautiful Capricorn. Oh my gosh. You guys know I love you. As a fellow earth sign, I feel you. I really do. This is just speaking so deeply and so directly to you as individuals, and as Spirit says, as an element, as an earth element. That is the Moon card. Here in Soul Tarot, it is the Imaginer of Harmony. That boat is a sacred vessel. It allows you to go wherever you would like. You've seen this card before. You've seen the boat full of souls journeying, feeling like they're on an endless, hopeless journey. Look at the difference between the first opening salvo, Spirit says, for 2018 and the journey you had in 2017. You have clearly arrived in the place you were meant to be. And having 3 major arcana cards standing on top of each other on the left-hand column, it is clear to me that you are sailing deeply and beautifully into your destiny. You are now in charge of your energy. And that is why the message came out in December the way it did. So if you haven't seen that reading, please go and watch it. It's really important because these messages build upon each other. So let me toggle back and show you the card. Look at that. The Imaginer of Harmony dives deep, trusting its journey and taking the deep dive. That's what the initiate does. And the illustration doesn't show it, but those are golden oars in the mythology of the card, enabling you to travel wherever you'd like to go. So this year, pay close attention to the phases of the moon as you continue your journey. And I talked about this at one point last year. Because you're an earth element. Hang on. Okay. Spirit says, because you're so grounded, one of the things for many Capricorns that's a challenge is being in the mystical realm. Right? That's the journey that you're on. Right? You're going to be learning this part of your ability as a very grounded earth sign. Going into the mystical realm, going into these deep watery places, maybe not so easy. It's a skill that you're going to learn because you're going on this adventure to move your energy in this way, right? So the beautiful Imaginer of Harmony. Learn about the cycles of the moon. Go on the internet or whatever way you can find any sacred information about the implications of the movement and the cycle of the moon, right? Full moon, quarter moon, new moon. Pay attention. Maybe get a journal. Start writing the things that, Spirit's saying, the things that appear to you. I think that we're talking about the third eye. There's a lot coming through about that. But generally it's about opening, right? Becoming open. This is also feminine energy. It's really beautiful the way these cards are aligned. Coming into that deep, mystical, watery place that you do embody in order to walk your earth spirit walk. So take a look at that and ponder deeply the rhythm. That's the thing about this card. It's asking you to ponder the rhythm and the patterns of the universe. Isn't that beautiful? The full moon is going to provide you with an aperture for the movement of your soul in all of 2018. And what I love about this card, the placement, the way that it is placed in the reading, about the sacred movement of this energy and literally going as deep as you can into those places, sitting right next to it. I honestly, Capricorn, you've seen me cry in the readings, right? Those of you that follow, look who's here. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at the passion. Do you see the water? Another indication of water. Life energy, love, tranquility, abundance, the ability to manifest. There is a lot more that is going to be revealed to you in 2018 because of this destiny path that you're on. Do you see how activated she is? That is the sacred prophetess. She is the namer of kings. And that's been the message all of 2017, in part, right? It's been this journey, the journey to Tara. Spirit says, I'm going to toggle back. Look at that middle column of cards. And Spirit wants you to just ponder the message embedded in that place. And the fact that you're on this new journey, this new moment, initiating yourself and being initiated because of your sacred destiny into this next phase of your journey. Having cast off the things that bound you. And much of that was your mental process because of the weight of Pluto is deep. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know, you've been through it. But just look at these cards. That phase is done. And I'm not going to tell you that you'll never have any more challenges. You will. Right? We're here. We're human. All of us have our trials and tribulations. Okay, Spirit's talking a lot about mental process. Right? So I'm going to tell you a little story. There was an ice storm here. We've had crazy weather because of a disturbance in the jet stream and the way it's looping its way across the country now. All the Arctic cold is coming down into the center part of the country, including here in Vermont. So we had a snowstorm, then it turned to rain, and then we had an ice storm. Everything was frozen. Then we got another 9 or 10 inches of snow or something. It's been, wow, right? So I couldn't even get home for a couple days. It was really intense. And then I got home, no electricity. I mean, it's been a little bit of a challenge here at Moonrise Cottage. So then I went away for Christmas. And then I got back, and I didn't even start doing the readings. It was like the 26th of December. I was freaking out, right? And my mental process was just spinning me into oblivion of, I don't know, the stress of not meeting your own deadline, all that stuff. So a couple days ago, I went outside. The sun came out. The intense cold brought the sun, cleared away the clouds. Thank goodness, right? I live and die by my solar panels. So, all right, electricity's on. Life is good. Things are moving forward. I'm standing outside just to stand in the sun for a minute. And I have a little chant that I do about my own process. And the fact that I literally, because I've been gifted with this beautiful little abode, I literally stand in the river of my abundance every day. And I can spin myself out and forget pretty easy, right? Virgos, we make stuff up to worry about, and that's part of the challenge of part of my nature, right? Thank goodness I have Aries rising, so I can usually push through it, but I have my moments, rest assured, right? So I'm just standing there in the sun. It was below zero. I bundled up, and I thought, I'm just going to go stand in the sun for a minute. I need to defrost my own self because I'm freaking out. And I just stood there, and I just started doing the little things that I do to manifest abundance. And I thought, you know what? I can stop worrying about it. It is the way it is for a reason. It's okay. Let it go. Breathe. Breathe in the sunshine. Things unfold the way they're meant to, right? After about 5 minutes, I hear a truck coming up the road below my little hillside. And it gets closer and closer. Lo and behold, the lovely gentleman that plows my driveway decided to come up and put some sand down because everything was so frozen. And he was worried about me getting in and out, right? Now, I had gone out originally because I had an appointment and my car was dead. So frozen, nothing, right? And I'm thinking, oh my God, these readings just aren't going to come out. And I did my little thing and I just stood there and I calmed down. Guess what? He had the jumper cables. ignited the car, off I went. And after that moment, things just came out, and the readings came out in the course of 2 or 3 days, and now they're done. This is the last one. Always, Capricorn, I feel bad for you because you always wait till the end, but it's New Year's Day. So, hey, Happy New Year. I forgot to say it. So, when I start chattering about that, Spirit wants me to talk about that kind of stuff. There's a message embedded in that for you. Know that you're standing in the river of your abundance. When you allow your cares to fall away so that they're not capturing all of your energy flow, something else can happen, right? Often it takes time for things to evolve, but in the small moments, something big can happen. And that's what this message is about. Stand in the river of your abundance. Even if you don't believe it, tell yourself until the moment comes that you do believe it, because clearly looking at these cards, that's the place into which you have arrived in 2018. All right, I'm going to toggle back. So, more prophecy, okay? Every single reading, literally, has had prophecy in it about the year to come. So, sailing into the imagination of harmony, coming to a place where you begin to believe and understand, enable yourself to manifest, to imagine, to open up through the apertures of the moon, the cycles of the moon, and you're being gifted with two right out of the gate in 2018. There comes a prophecy, sacred vision, the ability to see who will be the king and to name that person. Dressed in this beautiful passion, pouring that life and love energy because she sits right above the warrior of art who does battle with the love that flows through him. This goddess pours that passion into a bowl in order to share with others. So that is part of the destiny message about your placement and how you walk as the sacred god of the earth element and the king and all that verbiage that was coming through all of 2017. And having made that movement, you sail into that realm, about the revelation of art, the art that comes arriving into your being through your emergence from the solstice and standing now upon the earth as the warrior of art, being prepared for this sacred dialogue, this new journey, and all that will be revealed to you about the art of being a warrior of the heart chakra, here as an earth element. The last card on the spirit realm is the elopement of skill. It stands on the table above the adventure of skill and the dialogue about this battle, sandwiched in between the two. This beautiful card, the elopement of skill, is about transformation in the light of the sun. That's what that story was. I was wondering why Spirit wanted me to talk about that. So there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of information coming through about the elements and the table of periodic elements and things like that. We're going to be talking about that, apparently, in 2018. But again, the yin-yang nature, having embraced yourself and your union with the mystical realm, you arise out of the solstice and you transform. This couple had to go through a mystical transformation. And when it happened and their energies aligned, they were able to arise through a chimney. In this reading, it's hearkening back to the Ring of Fire eclipse and to the way in which you transform. So they arose out of the smoke hole and they turned into swans, and they flew away. And they lived their lives in the mystical realm. That's where you're going, Capricorn. That's why we see the moon card as the first step on this soul journey. It's going to be a very deep, mystical, Spirit says, arrangement of energies and revelation of knowledge. So, swans have to do with love energy. And it's very interesting to me. Let me toggle back. That your aspect in the center of this reading is about emerging into this love energy as an earth spirit and the places in which it's taking you and how the energy moves forward deeper into the mystical realm for more revelation to come about the art of being able to emanate and utilize love energy. That's what this reading is about. It is a very skillful adventure, building upon what was learned in 2018. The outcome card solidifies for me this notion that's coming through about this very mystical journey. And part of what's coming through is this notion of, the way in which Pluto has just shredded everything. And I've heard so many stories, and there are folks who've really been suffering. Shredding your form, that is the job of Pluto in order to transform and allow something else to grow in its place. For you, clearly, it's about coming in deeply into the mystical realm, to be a warrior as an earth spirit because of what is the ability you have to emanate this energy from within your being. And your next phase, if you will, of initiation is going to be filled with dialogue from spirit about your movement into the mystical realm through the aperture of the cycles of the moon, transforming you and your understanding and the revelation of the things that will come to you, I think in part, on the mystical highway, I call it. So it's about the third eye and the crown chakra and the ability to have a dialogue in that way, as well as any spoken word that you might hear or anything you might read. It is an opening that brings you in line with your ability to transmit information, and most especially love energy. So the last card that came out, I thought it was truly beautiful. It wasn't a surprise to me given the way the spiral of this message. Look at that, Capricorn. That is the star card in the traditional tarot. This is about the ability to manifest through sacred vision, about coming into fruition. There are a lot of things about this card. I could chatter, as I always say, for an hour or more. The thing that's most important about this in these moments is the alignment with the center row of cards. This is the dreamer in Soul Tarot. It is the beautiful dreamer of growth. And so all of this chatter that's been coming through about the ways in which you're going to grow and the ways in which the energy is going to affect you, now that you have emerged as the warrior of art, the next phase begins. And you have the ability to dream, the psychic ability, in a sense, for this information to be transmitted to you and through you. It's very exciting in terms of the transformation, Spirit says, of your energy set point. While your human existence and challenges go forward and reveal themselves one by one. All right, so let me show you the card. We'll talk some more about it. Look at that. Sacred inspiration. The ability to see in both directions. The two halves of your nature joined. This is the yin-yang that Spirit's been talking about. It does have a lot to do with our physical sense and our awareness as human beings, spirit beings walking in a human body. And there you are, deeply rooted. You're a Capricorn, okay? Dreaming about your growth, growing forward from this place. It's really a fantastic prophecy. about your ability as a spirit being and the way in which you are now aligned. Because, like that, the Spirit's showing me an image of that card that has the boat with the souls in it. What happens when things are taken away, when form is shredded, when you're adrift? The human spirit and that which resides within us creates something new. That's our nature, right? So Spirit's talking about the electromagnetics of our brain. Again, we'll talk about that next month and in the months going forward. It's going to be a lot of discussion about the sacred physiology. And so there's the set point as the outcome card and the prophecy for the coming year. And you know what's interesting? There are no lights on here. Do you see that reflection? I have the curtains closed because there's too much sunlight coming through. That's pretty interesting. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about, right? Go stand outside in the sun. Know that you're standing in the river of your own abundance. I want to go back to the card so you can look at that, all of these images, Spirit says, and understand the unfolding that you are involved in the next step, right? So this card, the Dreamer of Growth, it's about coming into a place where you have the necessary space to dream and discover yourself so that healing might come and new growth can occur. And so, Spirit's asking you, go into these deep places, ask yourself. You have both the Imaginer of Harmony and the Dreamer of Growth in this reading. And all of the way the energy and the story of your destiny is being told has dramatically shifted. There is nothing here about difficulty. There is nothing here about trials and tribulations. There is nothing here about any of your earthly struggles. I believe this is about coming deeper into your sacred destiny in order for those things that are meant to be revealed to you that cause your transformation into your understanding and your knowledge and your alignment with the mystical part of your being. And that is why I think the elopement of skill is there as the last card in the Spirit line. Having evolved from this adventure of skill through the sacred dialogue that you have as you touch this vision. And that's what the Eagle Animal Medicine is about. And the first card out of this reading is the beautiful dialogue of battle, hand in hand with the spirit realm, to have sacred vision. It's really interesting to me. So ponder these cards deep. You've been given a new form, a new ability to be in touch with the deepest aspect of yourself as a spirit being while you continue to walk through your human existence. And even if you pull your attention to the bottom line and you look at what that human existence is for and what you're going to be experiencing, even if it's trials and tribulations, those things are a teaching. And I don't mean to spin out platitudes. I'm not in the business to do that, right? That's not why I'm here. I'm just here to help you see the things that I see and understand the things that come to me. So Capricorn, again, incredibly beautiful. Thank you so much for all of the wonderful folks that have been shining their light and love on me while I have been on my journey of unfolding in 2017. Again, as I've said, as an earth sign, I've been through a lot. I've lost a lot, if I choose to see it that way. And the outcome is I'm here, stepping into my nature and doing what I've always been meant to do. So, letting go of things is hard. I get it. But I would like to encourage you, when those moments arrive, to try to stand in the light of the sun. The star car is here. Okay? Huh. I said car. It's interesting. Spirit's talking about movement, right? Stand in the river of your abundance. It has arrived, and it is here to reveal to you something deeper still, and you are going on this beautiful adventure. So, thank you for the love and support you've been giving me, and try to give the same love and support to yourself as you go forward. And in those moments when a difficult thing arrives, try to just center yourself and remember where you're really standing from the cloud view of an eagle. All right? And if you don't know that information, Google it, check it out. I'm going to leave you with a picture of the cards and wish you a wonderful January and a beautiful 2018. I'm looking forward to being here with you as those things are revealed and your transformation continues. Thank you, Capricorn. Have a wonderful new year. And I'll speak to you again in February.